Penn State University 1973 Orange Bowl ring.
When did Joe Paterno start coaching? Like 1966?
Still coaching today.
He makes my grandfather seem young.
This seller brought a Penn State University 1973 Orange Bowl ring to Corey's pawn shop. The seller wanted to sell the ring because he was remodeling his house and needed the money. He believed the ring was worth at least $1,500.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my Penn State Orange Bowl ring from 1973. I think it's worth at least $1,500.
Let me check that out.
Corey and Rick examined the Penn State Orange Bowl ring and asked where the seller got it. The seller explained that they went to Penn State and bought it from a teammate who needed money. He emphasized that 1973 was a significant year for Penn State as they had an undefeated season.
I went to Penn State and guy down the hall played on the team and he needed some money and I bought it back then. It was a big year for Penn State because they had the undefeated season.
The name speaks for itself. I mean, it's Penn State. Everybody knows who Penn State is. Penn State has a huge football tradition. And with such a big following, there's people that collect anything Penn State.
The ring had the player's name, Jake Clark, engraved on one side, along with his number and the team's 12-0 record. Rick mentioned that he loved championship rings and asked what the seller was looking to get for them. The seller hoped to get $1,500 for the ring.
So who's Jay Clark?
You know, it was Jeff Clark. He didn't play too much, but he was an outside linebacker for the team.
I just love championship rings. I do got a few of them.
I'd like to get $1,500.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Sure.
However, they noticed that the engraving had been removed from the ring. He explained that removing any identifying marks, such as engravings or serial numbers, made it illegal for him to buy or sell the item. Corey compared it to buying a car without a VIN number, stating that it compromised the ring's authenticity and value.
Did you have this ring worked on?
No.
This is the way you got it?
Yeah, that's the way I got it.
Engraving's been removed on it. The engraving makes it 100% identifiable. You take the engraving out, there's no identifying it. It's illegal for me to buy or sell anything when any identifying mark has been removed on an item.
I'd be more than happy to buy it off you for $1,500. Problem is, it's like buying a car without a VIN number.
Although the seller argued that it was a Penn State University ring from 1973, Rick couldn't take the risk without proper identification. He apologized and declined to make an offer. The seller expressed disappointment, knowing that they could have sold the ring to others for a profit. Corey reiterated that he couldn't buy a ring with the engravings removed. On Pawn Stars, there's a well-known rule that prohibits the purchase of items without proper identification. While this rule is widely known, it seems that the seller, in this case, either intended to deceive the pawn shop or had acquired the ring through theft.
I can't take it.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't do nothing with it.
Okay.
I know 1,001 people I could have sold this ring to and made a nice profit. There's no way I'm gonna buy a ring with the engraving removed.
Number 2. Fake diamonds.
One of the biggest losses I probably ever took in this business is back when CZs first came out. CZ is a cubic zirconium. Nobody knew about them, and they tested as diamonds.
During the early days of the pawn shop, under the management of the late Old Man, a deceptive scam involving cubic zirconia unfolded. At that time, none of the pawn shop owners, including the Old Man, possessed knowledge about cubic zirconia and its distinction from real diamonds. Consequently, they unknowingly purchased these synthetic gems in large quantities under the assumption that they were authentic diamonds. It wasn't until much later that they discovered their costly mistake, realizing they had incurred significant financial losses.
I lost close to $25,000–$30,000 on that, but it was a lesson learned.
Reflecting upon this experience, the Harrisons, the owners of the pawn shop, decided to take proactive measures to prevent future mishaps of this nature. In order to educate both themselves and their customers, they conducted a demonstration showcasing effective techniques to differentiate between cubic zirconia and genuine diamonds. Number 1. Tortoise guitar.
I have this guitar here, and I wasn't sure whether or not I could legally sell it.
It's a tortoise shell.
In the pawn shop, Rick was approached by a customer who had a guitar to sell. The customer seemed unsure about the legality of selling it. Rick hadn't encountered such a situation before, as customers usually didn't question the legality of selling their guitars. The customer explained that the guitar was made of tortoise shell, which might explain the uncertainty surrounding its legality. He came to the pawn shop hoping to sell the turtle shell guitar, but was unsure of its value or if it could be sold at all.
I bought it at a pawn shop, and for some reason I was drawn to it. I've done a little bit of research on it. The UK government has one that they confiscated through customs. So does the Australian government.
Tortoiseshell has been highly valued for centuries and has been used to make various items like combs, sunglasses, and guitar picks. However, Rick pointed out that the tortoiseshell trade had been banned in the early 1970s due to the endangerment of tortoises. Rick appreciated the guitar's beauty with its hues of browns, reds, and oranges, but was concerned about its legality.
Tortoiseshell was real popular back in the day for making combs, sunglasses, guitar picks, all sorts of stuff. But some tortoises became endangered. So in the early 70s, the trade in tortoiseshell was banned. But my problem here at the moment is, I don't know if it's early 70s or older, which would determine whether it's legal for me to buy this thing.
Rick compared the situation to the legal consequences of owning a bald eagle feather, where ignorance of the law wouldn't be an excuse. Worried about inadvertently breaking the law, Rick decided to seek advice from a friend who owned a store nearby, hoping he would be knowledgeable about the laws regarding tortoiseshells.
So do you know anything about these things?
They were kind of big after World War II, Korean War, and I know they go for a premium. They go for a lot of money. What are your concerns?
Basically, is it legal to own? And any idea what it's worth?
I don't think you'd get in any trouble owning it, but I don't know about selling it.
Appreciating his friend's advice, Corey thanked him and wished him luck with the guitar. The customer also expressed gratitude and mentioned that he would explore his options regarding what he could or couldn't do with it. He was concerned about potential legal repercussions, particularly since he had 2 daughters and wanted to avoid any jail visits.
Good luck with it, man.
Hey, thank you. I'm going to look at my options as to what I can and can't do with it.
On Pawn Stars, everybody can go and sell their unique items, but smart people often go and sell their items. Did you know what the most expensive scams are at Pawn Stars? Click here and check out our video, Most Expensive Scams on Pawn Stars.
So do you have any information on it at all?
I know it's a StarQuest. I've been told that it's like from the 1980s.
The amazing thing is someone gave this to you because I imagine these things are over $100,000 new.
At least.
Any submarine weighing less than 150 tons is called a midget. They're used by the Navy for patrolling shallow waters.
Despite its condition, Rick saw potential in the submarine. He knew that operational submarines could sell for a significant amount of money. Considering the opportunity, he negotiated with the seller and settled on a price of $3,000.
This is my problem. I have no idea what it would cost to fix this thing up. You know, I would offer you a few $1,000s and I don't think you're gonna take that.
Maybe I would.
I'll give you $2 grand for it.
Can't do that.
I'll go $3 grand, that'd be it.
All right, got a deal.
To determine the submarine's value and condition, Rick sought the expertise of a submarine expert. The expert inspected the submarine and provided some historical context. He revealed that one-man submarines had been used since the American colonies' time and mentioned that this particular submarine was called the Sea Urchin.
This particular sub was built in 1994 by a group of Canadian sub builders, and it was actually called Sea Urchin.
So what's Quest? It says it on the side of it.
Quest is an Australian filming company. They bought this sub to try to use it for filming.
Unfortunately, the expert deemed the submarine to be scrap iron due to its poor condition and missing parts. Fix it up, it would require significant investments, estimated at around $100,000. Disappointed, Rick considers scrapping the submarine for its metal value, but the expert valued it at $10,000 in its current state. Rick's hopes of a big profit were shattered, and he realized that he had made a risky purchase.
It's going to need some new viewing ports. You're going to have to fix the life support system. Its thruster motors are gone. You're probably looking at $100,000 to fix it up.
Scrap the damn thing. Got a pile of damn junk